Hello and good afternoon, my fellow Americans. My name is Colin Jones. I'm a veteran of the United States Marine Corps Infantry and academically trained bioethicist running for president in 2028 on the single most popular policy platform in American history. And this is your campaign update for May 14th. 2026. Three big updates. First is that we are kicking off our first official campaign interview season. From the beginning, I wanted to make sure that our messaging was intentional and consistent. And so we have delayed and even turned down some interview requests up until now while I was working on formalizing the first phase of our agenda platform documents so that we can start pushing those out to expert review. With our Phase 1 campaign documents nearly completed, we wanted to lean into interviews. We wanted to give you all more opportunities to hear from me, to hear about the agendas that we are going to be pursuing, to hear more about my personal history and about my opinions and how my philosophy is structured about tackling these important issues. We had an excellent conversation with Dami Hilfiger here on TikTok. You can find the upload when that happens through his page here on TikTok, and I believe it's going to be posted primarily on YouTube in long form. We will be message blasting here on TikTok when we have new interviews up so that y'all can find it easily and matriculate over there to watch. Okay, the second huge piece of news is that we are actually starting our own podcast. I have mentioned constantly that the ambitious agenda we have is going to require allies in Congress and across the United States to help achieve and bring to fruition. So while my 6 campaign core promises are things that we can unilaterally attack as the executive, many ambitious parts of our agenda, like universal healthcare, require teamwork. And we wanted a way to highlight those allies who are currently in their own primary fights and then general election fights soon to get into the halls of Congress. So we have a Substack and our own YouTube channel that we will be hosting our own podcasts soon. And we are attempting to synchronize this with a new rollout of our website as we move through Phase 1 of the campaign into a larger Phase 2. Lastly, let's talk about some fun data around donations. A little while ago, I posted about a comment that a viewer had that if everyone here donated $25, the campaign would reach its first fundraising goal of $1 million. This would allow me to hire staff and move extremely quickly to establish a mandate for our agenda leading up to 2028. But I also used that video as an opportunity to learn some really useful data. $25 is a little bit of an arbitrary number, which was very useful because it allowed me to take that as a time point and then see how many people donated at that value point after that time point. Gauging that against the views of the video, I was able to figure out a number about the likely percentage we can see people donating from calls to action. Just so y'all know, big firms and consulting firms spend hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars to get that kind of data. So the fact that we were able to do that for free, pretty interesting. We found that 1.875%, almost 2% of people who watched that video went on to donate from the call to action. That is huge. So I understand that that sounds like a very small number, but it really isn't. The initial projections I had from converting viewership to campaign donations is around 0.05. We exploded past that, even with the throttling here on TikTok, even with the fact that we are no longer showing up on people's For You pages. That speaks about the validity of what we're bringing. The fact that this is an extremely popular platform that we are fighting for, that these are extremely popular positions that Americans want to see. And that is important because while corporate money in politics dilutes messages and horribly divides the Democratic base, grassroots donors are still the best way to win in 2028. So I am extremely grateful for those who have already donated. Not just because you're helping us fund future endeavors, but also because you gave us a really interesting bargaining chip when we are seeking more endorsement from larger bodies who are also dissatisfied with the current status quo. Your dollars don't just help in terms of funding. Your dollars are proof positive that we actually have a path forward. And I know that seems extremely ambitious from the numbers we're talking about, but when you look at that in concert with the rest of the Democratic Party right now, the extreme dissatisfaction people have with leadership, suddenly we have a real case that when we scale up, we can fund a path to 2028. That matters. So please keep an eye on this space. Please keep an eye on our website as we continue to update it. And I'll be pushing out more updates about the additional interviews we have when they go live and our own podcast soon. Thanks. We're getting close to the moon. I can feel it.